Good morning, students. We have learned the entire balance sheet as a statement how appear. Now today we are going to learn in company's account as per the schedule 3 of the Companies Act, the classification of the heads and the subheads of equity and liability of balance sheet of the company. Means we are going to learn all the detailed points of only equity and liability today. In another class, we will study the asset aspect. This particular type of question you have for the 1 mark MCQ, you can solve with the knowledge as well as short answer you may have in the question, that is B section. So you need to know the internal points of particular head and the subhead. Like in a textbook, you have the illustrations given of 1, 2 and 3. These illustrations, how these illustrations are solved, you can understand easily with what today we are going to learn. So now let us begin with that we are talking about equity and liability side of balance sheet. So the very first, the main head to be called as a equity and liability as a main head of balance sheet. Then the second, you can say from the equity and liability as a one section, the main head you have a shareholders fund. So in a shareholder fund, the first subhead you will find that is share capital. How many types of share capital are there? One is equity capital, second is preference capital. So suppose in your particular column they have asked that what is the position of a preference share capital, then your answer is that in balance sheet, equity and liability side of balance sheet, in the main head is the shareholder fund and in that the subhead is the share capital. Then you can give the answer for the preference share. Now the second aspect is our reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus company is maintaining. So how many points are possible in the reserves and surplus which you must know. The first is that is the surplus of a statement of profit and loss. Whatever profit and loss excess surplus you have, that comes under this category. General reserve, the company maintain the reserve for the future to utilize in the future for the financial stability and security. Then we have the security premium reserve. Whatever security premium we are earning at time of issue of shares and a debenture, that security premium we used to write the journal entry, if you remember, that security premium comes here. You have the capital reserve. When you sell the asset and whatever gain you are earning, that is called as a capital reserve. So the capital reserve, when the forfeiture procedure you do, the whatever excess of money remain, you transfer it to the capital reserve. So capital reserve when you have the reserve fund, the fund which you have kept aside a part of shares which are not issued and you have transferred it to the reserve fund. The next is that is workers accident compensation fund. Especially for the workers, if they may meet with an accident, it is a liability of a company to pay compensation to them. So one corpus you have kept aside for the purpose. Investment fluctuation fund reserve. The reserve which you have maintained to adjust and balance the fluctuations in the stock market price of the investment which you have done to give the even effect to all the year balances and to give the absorb the shock of change of up and down in the prices of the investment. Loss as per the statement of profit and loss. So statement of loss, if at all you have, that to be mentioned here. The third is that is the non-current liability. So in our first shareholder fund, we have two sub-points. One is the share capital, second is the reserves and surplus. The second main point now you have non-current liability is the main head. In this main head, you have three subhead. The three subhead are: first, long-term borrowings. Second subhead you have, that is the other long-term borrowings. This is also your subhead. And then long-term provision. This is also going to be your subhead. So in this manner, let us understand now non-current liabilities. In that, first is long-term borrowings. We borrow funds for longer period of time, more than 12 months. It is for 5 years and above. So here the first is the debenture. Second, we know debenture, we have learned the previous chapter, debenture. Then the long-term loan you have taken from financial institutions. You may have issued the bonds and you may have the bonds. Then you have the public deposits. The deposits which we have collected from the public. So all these are the sources of borrowed capital we have learned in class 11 also last year. Then you have the other long-term liabilities. Which are the other long-term liabilities? That is the first, premium on redemption of debenture. As in the debenture chapter we have learned, when you need to redeem the debenture, if the company has promised to pay the premium, that premium become your liability. Next is, that is premium on redemption of preference share. Like that, preference share also you are going to redeem, and if you have promised to pay the premium. So this point will come under the subheading of other long-term liability. Then the next is long-term provisions. Provisions means you have to keep your fund aside for a specific purpose. Cannot be utilized any other reason. So here you have the very strong provision you have to make for provident fund. The fund which you have generated for the employees' betterment. After retirement, the fund which you need to give return to the employees. Gratuity fund. As per the government law and as per the Factory Act, gratuity need to be paid. So have a provision. You should have a money aside to make the payment of gratuity fund. Again, it is to employees. Pension fund. Pension also need to be given to employees after retirement. So all these are belongs to the employees, and so that you cannot use any other place. Workers savings account. If at all you have maintained the savings account of workers, their savings account balance also you can't touch. Workers profit sharing fund. If the company has committed to share the profit, a part of profit with the worker, that fund also to be kept aside. So in this manner, non-current liability, in that you have the 3 points which are to be considered as a sub-point. Now the next, number 3, this is going to be again your main head. Main head number 3, that is current liability. In this main head, you have 4 sub-points. So 4 sub-points. The first is the first sub-point, or you can say sub-head. The first is short-term borrowings. In a short-term borrowings, that is what, less than 12 months, what borrowings you have done, mainly from the bank and financial institution. Short-term loans, you have bank overdraft and you have cash credit. All are related to bank. The next point is the trade payable, the amount which you have to pay to your creditors. So trade payables, creditors are there, bills payables are there. The third, you have the other current liability. So all these will come as a subhead. This also come under the subhead. Other current liability, here understand it very well. In final account, you remember we used to give the adjustment effect. So adjustment, a part of adjustment which you have. Outstanding expense. At the end of the year, what outstanding you have. income received in advance, that is your liability. Unclaimed dividend. The dividend is declared, but few shareholders have not yet claimed the money which you have to keep aside. Outstanding interest on debenture. Debenture interest compulsorily you have to pay. If still not paid, you have to have a liability and you have to keep money aside. Call in advance. In our shares chapter, we have learned the call in advance. A few shareholders have paid money in advance, it becomes your liability. Advance received from the customer. With a special order, whatever advance money, if the client has paid, become your liability. Now the last subhead you have, that is short-term provisions. You need to make a provision. This we have learned the long-term provision. This is the short-term provision. Provision for the tax. Annual tax, you expect the income, this much you are going to earn. So accordingly you have to have a provision for the payment of tax to the government. And next is, that is the proposed dividend. This year how much dividend you are going to declare. So you must have a funds ready for the declaration of the dividend. So proposed dividend portion also you need to keep aside. In this manner, your question is that from the following item, explain under as per the Companies Act, Schedule 3 of the Companies Act 2013, which are going to be the main head, the subhead, and at what place the particular item you have to write. The example based on this content is illustration 1, 2 and 3 of your textbook. You go through. Now easily you can answer and understand what they are asking and how you have to answer. The only thing which a student has to do is literally memorize the position, and when you learn the position, when you prepare the balance sheet, as per the number, chronological number 1, 2, 3, 4, like that only you have to enter. No item can be written at any place which you feel like. It has to has a precise place and must be written accordingly. So please remember all the places of each sub-points and the main points of balance sheet. Liability. Today we have discussed only equity and liability side of the balance sheet. Thank you.